Hello, everyone. I'm Barry Stagner, and this is his channel Newsbreak. The European Union's top court has ruled that shops in EU countries must identify products made in Israeli settlements on their labels, in a decision likely to spark anger in Israel. The European Court of Justice said that foodstuffs originating in the territories occupied by the State of Israel must bear the indication of their territory of origin. The Luxembourg-based court said when products come from an Israeli settlement, their labeling must provide an indication of that provenance so that consumers can make informed choices when they shop. The EU has consistently spoken out against Israeli settlement expansion, saying it undermines the hopes for a two-state solution by gobbling up lands claimed by the Palestinians. Israel obviously says the labeling is unfair and discriminatory and says other countries involved in disputes over land are not similarly sanctioned. The EU wants any produce made in the settlements to be easily identifiable to shoppers and insists that they should not carry the generic made in Israel tag. Israel captured the West Bank and East Jerusalem in the 1967 Six-Day War and began settling both areas shortly afterwards. The Palestinians claim both areas as parts of a future state, a position that has global support. The international community opposes settlement construction, and many countries consider them illegal. Their continued growth is seen to undermine the establishment of the independent Palestinian state alongside Israel, and today, nearly 700,000 Israelis live in the two areas, which accounts for almost 10% of the country's total Jewish population. The ECJ underlined that settlements give concrete expression to a policy of population transfer conducted by that state outside its territory in violation of the rules of general international humanitarian law. Going forward, products imported from the Israeli territories to the EU will be required to display an obvious Made in Israel label to help consumers make their choices. Thousands of anti-government protesters blocked highways across Pakistan on Thursday in a bid to oust Prime Minister Imran Khan though the disruption fell short of what organizers had planned. The supporters had reached the capital of Islamabad on October 31st, holding a 2-week sit-in on the city's main highway. Raymond ordered them to disperse across the country on Wednesday to cripple key roads in what he called Plan B to topple Khan over allegations of voter fraud and economic mismanagement, claims he denies. On Thursday, protesters blocked the Grand Trunk Road between Islamabad and Afghanistan's capital of Kabul, causing lengthy delays, according to Reuters witnesses. Until our leaders announce otherwise, we will remain here, said Mufti Owai Aziz, one of the several hundred party activists blocking the highway. Similar disruption was reported in Jacobabad, a city in Sindh linking the province with the Balochistan Punjab, a senior police officer told Reuters. But authorities were able to divert traffic in several affected areas, and there were no reports of protesters occupying their routes like the Karakoram highway to China, one of nearly a dozen targets announced by the party on Wednesday evening. The government is confident it can weather the protest, the first such challenge to Khan's leadership since his election on a platform of anti-corruption and economic reform last year. Well, we know in the last days there will be tensions within nations, tensions within people groups from around the world, and our last story today reminds us to keep looking up.